So don't use anything that is not approved for candle making, because you can get into serious trouble, even into a lawsuit, if you are sued for selling candles in a container that is not suitable for candle making. Hola mi gente bella y bienvenidos a mi canal. My name is Sandra if this is your first time here, and welcome to my channel. In this channel, I'll be speaking and you'll be learning about everything high-end and luxury candle making business tips. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. As you can tell by the title of this video, you'll be learning about candle making vessels for your candle making luxury business. So, the first question you should ask yourself when you start your luxury candle business is, what size containers or vessels, or you want to call it jars, are you going to start off with your candle making company? Now, the size that I started off with, and I said in a previous video, was 6 ounces and 8-ounce candle jars. It's very convenient, and it's very useful to start off with 2 candle container sizes, because it'll give people options of which size they want to choose. You could either start off with either 6 and 8 like I did, or 8 and 10, or 10 and 12, or 12 and 16, but it's really a good idea to start off with 2 different sizes in order to give people something to choose from. Now, the ideal numbers or the ideal size to choose from will be something close together, such as 6 ounce and 8 ounce, or 8 ounce and 10 ounce, because if you pick 6 ounce and a 20 ounce, you won't give your customers a range of size to choose from, and it's a big gap between a 6 ounce and a 20 ounce jar. So what I suggest is to keep it 2 jars sizes close enough together, or you could use maybe jump one up. So for example, you could do 6 ounce and a 10 ounce as opposed to doing a 6 ounce and a 21 ounce or a 20 ounce. So keep that in mind about what kind of sizes you are trying to start off with in your candle line. And again, I suggest to start off with 2, and then you could either add more or remove one if you feel as if starting off with 2 is too much, or if you feel as starting off with 2 is just too little for your business. So you always scale up or scale down according to your candle making business needs. Now, question number 2 in regards to vessels for your luxury candle line will be what kind of vessels you want to start off with. For example, you want to start off with a glass jar, you want to start off with a metal tin container, you want to start off with a marble type of container, or you want to start off with a ceramic type of containers. Those are very good containers to start off with, but make sure that the one that you stick with is the one that is the face of your company and the one that is going to represent your company. Now, another good thing to remember is that glass, marble, ceramic are very heavy materials to ship. So take into consideration when you're receiving the packages from your candle suppliers, shipping might be very expensive. And also when you are shipping it out to your customers, shipping might also be expensive for them as well. So choose wisely on which candle vessels you want to start off with, because even though there are a lot of options for you to choose from, you have to also think about the long haul, what shipping will be for you and your customers. So the third question that you should ask yourself in regards to your candle making vessels and which ones to start off with will be, what finish do you want to have on your actual containers? Because there are different types of finishes. There are containers that have textures on the outside. There are containers that have designs on the outside, or containers that have that are made into crystal looking types of vessels where they are made into the actual vase or vessel itself. Also, there might be stones on the actual vessels. There might be embeds on the actual vessels. The possibilities of the kind of textures you could use on your vessels are endless. Or you could just go with the classic look and just have a straight, flat, no type of texture on your actual vessel. Or you could have it matte, or you could have it glossy, or you have a combination of both, because they do have those. Now, the next question that you should ask yourself is, what color jar do you want to introduce into your luxury candle making business? Now, I went with the classic look, which is a clear glass container, but you can also have colors in your actual candle line. You could introduce red, green, orange, yellow. There's many colors in the rainbow and many colors you could choose from in your candle line. Now, the thing is with adding colors to your actual containers is that when you do want to add colors to your candles, the container would not, you won't be able to see through it when you do have colors on your containers. Now, if that's not an issue for you, then go ahead and use colors on your actual candles. Also, the colors on your candles, the type of vessels that you choose, will also depend on the niche that you are targeting. So if you're targeting, let's say for example, the cooking niche, and your audience is into cooking, so it is a good idea to make sure that you know what kind of vessels actually goes with your company. Now, if you want to go with a color scheme that matches your logo and your branding, then that's a very good idea as well, so that your vessels will match your branding and your logo, so that if you are going with the blue look, let's say for example, so if all your vessels will be blue, your branding and your logo, it has blue in it, and that would seamlessly match together. And you could also match your social media to your actual blue themed vessels in your company. Now, if you don't want to use any color, then you just want to go with the classic look, then you'll go with just an actual jar that just is completely clear. Or you could do the frosted look, and that is another option for you. And the thing about frosted and the ones with the colors is that if you do have any glass adhesion issues, it won't be visible on the actual jar itself, because you have colors on your actual vessels. Now, with the colors in the vessels, you should also be aware that some companies color either the inside of your actual jars, or they will color the outside of the jar. I would stay away from vessels that have the colors on the outside, because it is going to be difficult for you if you do make a mistake, or if the color is not adhere correctly to the actual jars, because they can scrape off. And let's say for example that you are putting your labels on the outside of your actual container, and the color of the jar is on the outside. When you are trying to remove the labels because you probably misplaced it and you want to reattach it again, it will be impossible, because the color will come off from that actual vessel onto the label. That will be an example of a poorly made vessel that is colored on the outside. You also have the possibility of getting gold plated or chrome plated vessels, and they look nice too, and they give a little extra level of elegance to your candle line. The only issue with those are that those vessels are very expensive, and if you are centering your actual line based on that particular vessel, you will have to invest a lot in order for you to keep on with that same theme. What I do recommend and what I am going to implement in my business in the future is to introduce collections with different colors, so that you won't just have one candle jar in your actual business, and you could actually introduce colors into your candle line, but just make it a collection, a limited time only type of deal, so that you can introduce something new and you won't just stay with that one vessel the entire time, the entire length of your business. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but if you want to spruce your business up and give it a new look and a new style and a new vibe, then introducing a new collection with colors will be a very good idea as well. Now, another thing that you should ask yourself before you start your luxury candle business is if you're going to be introducing lids, and if not, what other types of implementation you are going to supplement your lids with if you're not using lids. So there are a plethora of lid selection and colors, but the ones that you can utilize for your company can be either a cork, could be metal, could be wood, or sometimes plastic. And the plastic will be like a dust cover, and that will be like an alternative if you don't want to use glass or metal or any other type of lid. You could use a plastic dust cover that goes on top of the actual container, so that you so that things won't just fly on your actual wax and contaminate your wax, and also retains the scent. Now, some vessels are too large to have an actual lid, and that will come into play with the actual dust cover. And dust covers do come in different sizes and different styles, and you could also make it out of paper, which will just sit on the actual wax itself, and it'll have little holes for your wick to go through, and then your wick would just go through the paper, and then the paper would stay on top of your candle wax. Now, the paper is not usually, the paper that you use is usually like a thicker type of paper, a little thicker than cardstock, so that you can remove it easier when you are ready to light the candle up, or your customers are ready to light the candles up. And it's a very good idea, if you are customizing those dust cover lids, to actually put some type of warning on the actual dust cover stating that please remove before lighting your candle, so that people won't just light the candle with the dust cover on top. Also, you could also pick glass lids. They do have flat, the ones with the dome, or the ones that screwed on, or the ones that you just go ahead and just pop in and pop right out. Now, a good thing to remember is that not all containers are good to actually put wax in, such as wine glasses or certain types of cups and or mugs. You shouldn't use those to put wax in, because wax, once it starts to melt and once you start to light up your wicks, if it's not a high heat resistant type of glass, then that glass will shatter. Also, I've seen people put make candles in coconut shells, and coconut shells, although it's pretty or it's nice, it's not suitable for waxes because it is porous, it is not a high heat type of material, and it will burn. So don't use anything that is not approved for candle making, because you can get into serious trouble, even into a lawsuit, if you are sued for selling candles in a container that is not suitable for candle making. So I will link down below the website where you could find all information in regards to what you should be using for your candle making business. And also, aside from the mentioned lids that you could use, you could also use organza bags if you are opting not to use candle lids. Now, the only thing with the organza bags is that if you are an eco-friendly company, organza bags, it might not be a suitable thing to do unless that bag is actual reusable and it's eco friendly as well, environmentally friendly as well, and can be repurposed for something else, or it was made out of recyclable material. In that case, let your customers know that everything that you are shipping to them is environmentally friendly and it is made out of recyclable materials, just in case to warn them that you are, eco-friendly company. Also, another option that you can use so that you can omit the lids is using a box. So if you don't want to add lids to your vessels, you can actually opt to send your containers with boxes. And also, again, you could also make your boxes eco-friendly and biodegradable and recyclable, and also made out of biodegradable and reusable materials. So that's another way you could market to your audience that you are also an eco-friendly type of business based on the type of materials that you're using in your company. Now, the last item that you can use as opposed to a lid is tissue paper. Some people wrap their actual candles in tissue paper, and it eliminates them using an actual lid, and it's cheaper to go with tissue paper because you are actually wrapping your candle, and it's actually a protective layer during shipping. So that's another option for you if you are choosing not to use lids in your candle line. Now, it is a myth that people say that using lids contains the scent more. It actually makes the scent concentrated in the area, so that when you open up the actual candle, you pop that lid out, you could smell the first thing that you do smell is that scent of that candle. Even if that candle doesn't have that lid, the scent is still there once you light it up. But it is a nice touch when it has a lid, because it makes your candle look complete, and it reserves that little bit of scent inside of the jar when someone pops out your candles, and they could just take a whiff of that nice candle scent that you sent them. So that's another option for you too. So if you want to use candle lids, that'll be a plus side to it, but you don't necessarily have to use candle lids. You could use any other options, and you'll also make your company look good. Now, again, all of this all depends on your aesthetics and the demographic that you are trying to target. So if your target audience is eco-friendly, it'll be a good idea to use eco-friendly materials such as wood, because wood is a usable type of product. So wood is a very good product to use if you are into the candle making business where your audience is eco-friendly. Are you introducing different shapes and styles into your candle line? For example, I know Dream Vessels are the ones that introduced the candle jars that look like a pineapple, and that is very nice. They have that in different colors. I first saw it in chrome and in gold, but now they introduced a black version of that actual candle vessel. So that will be another idea for you to introduce into your candle line. You could also start using the one that looks like a boat, is in a boat shape. That's also a nice one to do, and I've seen those in Walmart, and they have the wooden lids plus the wood wicks inside of those. Or you could introduce a different shape, such as a square shape or a cylinder type shape. So those are other good options for you to start off with your candle line. But as I said before, be careful with being too specific with your design of your vessels, because either there might be a shortage of those vessels, they might go out of stock, or they might be discontinued because those are specific for a particular season or a particular company, and then that company no longer makes those vessels. So if you're being very specific with your vessels, be mindful that you can run into those issues. Or the other issue is that it becomes more expensive to make from the manufacturer side, so therefore the prices increases because the demand is not as high as it was before. So think about that option as well, but also think about if in the long run you might not be able to sustain that type of look. That's why I decided, and it's a very good idea to implement in your business, just like how I would do it in mine, to have it as a seasonal type of vessel and have it as a seasonal type of collection, so that you could introduce it and remove it at any time, and it won't jeopardize your business, because your business is not based on that particular style or that particular shape in your business. So just make sure that you keep that in mind if you are introducing and centering your entire business around one particular vessel, which is not massively produced by many other suppliers and other candle making supply companies, businesses too, that sells those containers. So be mindful of being very specific on the type of vessels that you want to introduce in your business. Now my last tip and my last recommendation for you guys is, where can I find all of these types of lids and vessels for my candle making luxury company? And for me to answer that, I will go over to my computer and I will give you the rundown onto what websites that I use and what websites you can use as well to actually get some candle vessels for your luxury line. Promised. Now we are in front of my computer and we are on the first candle company that sells luxury candle containers, and this company is called Candle Opus, and you could find this website. You could find this website on candleopus.com. You can see it up here, candleopus.com, and this is a luxury containers company, and it is based out of Canada. Now the thing is, with us buying things that is not from the US, you might run into customs, paying for fees or extra shipping because it is not based in the US. It is not the same for every company, but there are certain companies that will charge you a little extra for shipping it to the United States. Canada is not one of them, but there might be a company that might, charge you a little extra. Now, right here you have the option to choosing the containers, the lids, and other accessories. So if we click on, I had already clicked on the containers, then this will be some of the accessories that they have as an option. You could find your tin cans, your candle jars, And this one has a gold lining in the inside, an amber jar, iridescent, which I did not mention. Iridescent is an option, and they have this in pearl pink. This is the textured type of glass container that I was talking about. This also has an extra feature, which is the gold lining in the inside, and it's white on the outside, or you could just get it plain with nothing on the outside, but the gold lining in the inside. The only thing I do not like about having textured type of vessels is that if you want to put your label on the outside of this one, you won't be able to because of the ridges and the lines and the divots that this one has. So some companies will give you like a little rectangle space for you to attach your labels, but I don't think that this one does. We could click on it and maybe they have a picture. No, they don't have another picture for you to see. So yeah, that's the only thing with these types of containers. Now the next company that I wanted you guys to see, and this one is called Luxury Candle Supplies. LuxuryCandleSupplies.com, and this one is based out of Australia. You could tell by the AU at the end. And this one says that they ship worldwide, which is good. They have melters. They have 9 liter, 16 liter, and 27 liter melters. Now we'll go into candle ware, and they have different types of candle containers. We're not gonna go through all of them because it'll take forever. This is what they call the cloche or cloche. I'm not sure, but they come with a dome lid. And then the actual lid covers the entire candle. The next one is Dream Vessels, and I know many people know about Dream Vessels, and this is the pineapple container that I was talking about that now they have in black. And then the next company would be the Wooden Wick Co. And I'm sure you guys know about this one too because it is based out of the US. And they do have nice matte vessels here on the top. I like how they take their pictures. It's really nice. Let's go to the next one. This one is called AAACandleSupply.com. The next one that I have for you is called Lavish Bath Company. And this is lavishbathcompany.com. It is also based out of the US, and they do have nice containers as well. Most of the containers that they do have, we've already seen in the previous companies, but you could also look at this website and compare prices to see which ones are the best ones for you, and which shipping method is also good for you as well. And again, don't use this to actually put candles, make candles out of, because it is not a very good idea to burn your candles in an actual wooden container, because it would burn the entire thing. Okay, and then the last one is the company that I usually buy things in bulk, and that is the Alibaba.com website. And I do have a video on how I purchase items from this company and what I do. And they do have a lot of vessels, but again, shipping is very pricey. The good thing about the Alibaba.com website is that no one will have the exact same vessels that you have, because they have so much selections for you to choose from. And since most of the suppliers of candles are based out of the US, and as I showed you, some of them already are here, they get their supplies mass produced, but they all have the exact same items. So if you want something different and you come over to the Alibaba.com website, you'll be able to branch out from the same vessels that everybody has. So that's an option for you as well. Now, the other ones that I don't have here on my desktop will be Candle Science, Lone Star, California Candle Supply, The Flaming Candle, Aztec Candle, and Soap Supplies, but their website is candlemaking.com. Those I did not have here because those are the things that, you know, we already know and we already have seen before. We order from them a lot, and I did not mention those, but the ones that I did mention are the ones that we don't normally order from. Another website that I didn't put up here was 1617, but I just showed you because they do have a lot of nice luxury types of containers. So, and then here they'll have a lot of jars to choose from, and as you can see on the top, it says limited edition. So if you do want to introduce this into your candle line, don't make this your actual business model, what you base your entire business out of, because this is a limited edition and they will not have more in the future. So whatever they sold out is what they're going to be selling out, and that's it. And then these are the only two options you have for that selection, and you could go ahead and just keep going through this website. Let's get out of my computer and let's chat a little more out of my computer screen. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that my tips today will guide you into choosing a very good and nice looking vessels with lids or without lids for your luxury company. And also, if you saw my previous video, I did get my book. It is approximately 105 or 107 pages in total. It is an in-depth information about candle making, social media, how to handle those, especially Instagram and Facebook. Marketing is in here. How to grow your business is also in this book. So this book is free. If you want it, it's also going to be in the description box below, and as well as in the comment pinned. And also, if you want the actual physical book, you could get it at Amazon, and you could get that link also in the description box and in the pinned comment down below. It is always nice to have an actual physical book because you can actually make notes on the side, read it, and I do have certain pages where I do ask questions for you to look at and to, you know, jot down based on your business. So this is a very good book that I came out with, and you could get it for free. I'm not charging you if you want the ebook version of it, but if you do want the paperback version, then you'll have to get it on Amazon, and it is $5.99. Now, again, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel for more content, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, mi gente bella.